Hello friends, this is Sizzle. This is about like the 10th or 12th time I'm trying to do this, but that's besides the point. We're back with our first Wynncraft video, and it's a bug report. Well, not necessarily a bug report, but I'm talking very fast because I want to get the points out of the way. Bob is a boss in the game. It's the original boss that you would fight at the end game story for your quote-unquote best weapon, which is the mythic tier weapons. Really solid boss, and he's like he was designed very well, but with the previous update that introduced elemental damage, which was Gavel, he's become a bit broken with his balancing. Basically, he takes no elemental damage, so no matter what skill you're using, no matter what weapon you're using, he takes no damage from elements. He'll take raw damage. He'll take neutral damage, or whatever it's called, raw damage. I'm going to refer to it as raw. But he takes no elemental damage. And that may not sound like a big problem, but most weapons don't have enough raw damage to kill him. Only the mythics, the strongest neutral damage, raw damage weapons we have right now, to our knowledge, we haven't gotten to the level 100 areas yet, is the mythic weapons. Bob's set of mythic weapons, which, lo and behold, you can only get from defeating Bob. That's a really funny joke. But no. Could be an excellent boss fight, but he needs to take some form of elemental damage. He shouldn't have weaknesses where he takes like triple or twice, or maybe you could design it so he alternates between weaknesses and defenses. That'd be cool. But he needs to take some form of elemental damage because that's where a lot of your damage comes from now. Raw damage is great to have. Like, it's obviously sought after, and that's what makes Bob's weapons like always something to carry around, because it has neutral damage that will always affect an enemy. But you also want to carry around those elemental weapons for to fight monsters that are weak against them, which is obviously why elemental damage was introduced. It's like Pokemon, super effective, not very effective, and standard damage. But that's besides the point. We're focusing on Bob. Bob needs to be rebalanced to either take elemental damage, or there needs to be some form of way that our weapons get more scaling for raw damage, so Bob is actually taken out. I'm going to include a video. It's me and 4 other friends. We're all 75 and above. They're all using mythics, except for me, because I've yet to complete Bob. Yes, I know, I'm bad. I've not done it on my mage, and it takes us a while. I'll speed up the clip by a lot. I'll mute the sound and whatever, but it takes a while. It takes us like 3-4 minutes, no, probably even longer, to kill it. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but the amount of damage we would be putting out compared to the damage he's taking is a huge margin. The elemental damage, you may not notice it or care for it right now, but it is a ton that you're missing out on. It is like, it can be up 50% and upwards of your total damage that you're missing out on. So that makes Bob incredibly difficult to kill, since it takes no elemental. So just doing a quick summary, Bob needs to take elemental damage, or there needs to be scaling on weapons for raw damage. And this has been Sizzle. Bye, friends.